Hello and welcome back. Today I'll be covering the worst weapons in Stalker. Remember, while watching this video, that all the guns are objectively here, as I'm always correct. If you think another gun deserves to be on the list, or are annoyed that I made fun of your favourite gun, come tell me when I'm live on Twitch, link is in the description. Or drop a comment down below. While you're down there, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for future content. Starting with the pistols, and first is the CZ52. This gun mainly suffers from the weak 7.62x25 round, but the gun also has a fairly small capacity of 8, and the reload animation is quite long, even when not empty. I will say that the iron sights are relatively easy to use, but that doesn't help the gun much. Next gun may be a surprise to some people, but it's the MP412. In theory, this gun seems quite good, shooting the highly damaging round of 357, but my main issue with the gun is the shooting animation. The animation for this gun tells us that it is a single action revolver, meaning you have to pull the hammer back after each shot. But the actual fire rate of the gun makes it a double action revolver. This means every time you shoot, the sights of the gun will wobble around. Combine this with the iron sights already being quite bad, and it makes the gun very hard to use effectively on enemies past short range. Also, the limp-wristed running animation annoys me. I avoid this gun and would much rather go for the Desert Eagle, which does the same job as the MP412 but way better. The PB and PM pistols are very similar. Both are 9x18 pistols with a small magazine capacity of 8. These two features alone make the gun very bad, as 9x18 will tickle most enemies at best, and the low capacity doesn't help. I would say that the PB is slightly worse than the PM, as although it is integrally suppressed, the iron sights are stupidly thick. At least the PM pistol has usable sights. Now on to shotguns. The s.t.a.l.k.e.r and sawn-off variant are both terrible guns. The main issue with these guns are them only having 2 shots before having to do a lengthy reload animation. The counterpart to this gun, the s.t.a.l.k.e.r, is not on this list as the gun is actually usable due to having a bead on the gun for aiming. Both s.t.a.l.k.e.r guns don't have said luxuries, so most of the time you're just going to be having to guess where to aim. Speaking of the s.t.a.l.k.e.r, I would always choose that gun over the 66 as they're quite similar availability wise. Newly added to GAMMA are the Ithaca shotguns. Most of them are okay except one. The Ithaca Stakeout. This gun has 4 shots and, like the s.t.a.l.k.e.r, has no sights for aiming. But the main reason not to use this gun is the extremely low accuracy of 24%. For context, the sawn-off s.t.a.l.k.e.r has just under double that value. Not only does this make slugs impossible to hit past 2 meters, but it also dramatically affects the spread of buckshot. This gun is a waste of ammo as most of the shots will miss. Back to controversial opinions is the Armsel Protecta. I can already hear the people in the comments saying stuff like, but 12 rounds is enough for any fight, but I think this is a poor excuse. With the current state of mutants in GAMMA, balls can spawn in groups up to 5 and will take on average 3 shots to kill with buckshot. As you can figure out, this is more than the capacity of the gun, therefore forcing you to reload, which brings me on to why I hate this gun, the reload. You might as well go make a cup of tea while reloading this thing, as that is how long it's gonna take. The only positives of this gun is it originating from South Africa. And the winner for the worst shotgun in the whole game is the s.t.a.l.k.e.r. This takes all the best parts of the s.t.a.l.k.e.r like the lengthy reload and 2 round capacity and makes the fire rate much slower by being bolt action. To top it all off, the gun is chambered in 20x70, which is the worst shotgun shell in the game. At least the gun has sights, I guess. The SMG category surprised me a bit as there aren't too many bad SMGs. So first is a Skorpion. This gun suffers from being number 18 and having the smallest capacity for a SMG of 20. Pair this with the fast firing nature of these guns, and you'll be running dry very quickly. This gun is also quite inaccurate, which can be rough as the iron sights aren't the best. Like I said, there aren't many bad SMGs, so that's it. Or is it? I don't actually have much criticism for the UMP, I just don't like it, okay? Anyway, it's my video, I get to decide what's in it. There are a lot of rifles in the game, so by nature, there are going to be a lot of bad ones. The AKS-74U is quite interesting as it acts like a SMG, despite shooting the rifle caliber 545x39. But this isn't a good thing as it suffers all the drawbacks of a SMG, like low accuracy. Also, the equip animation has you unfold the stock, which looks cool, but gets very annoying when you keep having to do it. The M16A2 at least tries to be an assault rifle, but fails in other ways. Being a relatively old weapon, this gun has no ways of attaching sights. This isn't always a bad thing, but the iron sights on this gun are hard to see due to having thick rear sights. As if that wasn't enough, the gun also has a low accuracy making you miss most of your shots, even if you manage to line up the sights. Someone, someday, took a look at the SKS and thought, what if it was fully automatic? So they invented the Type 63. Honestly, I think this gun could be decent, but unfortunately in Gamma, it has an absurd amount of recoil, causing you to look at the sky after every shot. If the recoil was turned down a bit, then this gun could be quite good, but it isn't, so it's in the video. Exclusive to EFP is the VPO-136. This gun is basically an AKM but without the full auto capabilities. And I know a lot of people will say that you don't need full auto in the game, but this gun has no attachable sights and bad accuracy that it will require multiple rounds to put someone down. This gun is okay in the sense that it can be got early game, but you want to be looking at replacing it as soon as you can. Sticking with the AKs is the AKMS. In theory, this gun fixes up the VPO as it is fully automatic, but that is counteracted by the low accuracy. So sure, you can now shoot more bullets per second, but you'll also be missing more bullets per second, which isn't a good trade-off. If you are using magazines, then the VSS is a good weapon. However, without magazines, the VSS has a capacity of 10. Most pistols have a greater capacity than this. The ammo is good and the fire rate is high, but this actually negatively affects the gun as you'll be spending more rounds than needed on stalkers, as the gun just fires too fast. This doesn't pair well with the minuscule capacity. Two guns I've decided to pair together are the M249 and the RPD. Both these guns are light machine guns chambered in 5.56 and 7.62x39 respectively. The benefits of LMGs is the high capacity but trade off stuff like accuracy and recoil for the sake of suppression. In Gamma at least, this is completely against the core concepts of ammo being scarce. You don't want to be running around the zone dumping 100 round box magazines as that will cost you half your net worth. I would much rather use a more accurate gun which is more ammo efficient. s.t.a.l.k.e.r's own gun, the SG550-1, is about as good as his hairline. I would barely call this gun a DMR as it shoots the relatively weak 5.56 round and has a painfully slow fire rate. This gun pretends it's shooting 50 cal with the fire rate, but in fact you are only shooting Ps. It does come with an integrated scope, but it is also quite bad. The K98 is a unique sniper as its round, 7.92x57, has little pen but a lot of damage. This would be good if the gun wasn't a bolt action sniper. The ammo is effective at killing mutants, but a bolt action is the last thing you want when a group of 5 cats attack. There is an AP variant, but there's not much point in using it. There are much better alternatives. You can attach one scope, but again it sucks. What's not best to end with than a controversial take? I dislike the VSSK. I know that the 12.7 round is extremely powerful, but the fire rate is way too slow. If you are caught out in the open, you may be able to kill one enemy, but waiting a few seconds before shooting again will just get you killed. Also, the full round capacity doesn't help. I much prefer the AS-12, which basically does all the things this gun does, but way better. So that was a list of weapons that I avoid using while playing Stalker. If you have any questions, come join me while I'm live on Twitch, link is in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for future content. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.